Gotta do it.
Go hard.
Nothing to it but to do it, as they say.
For those that want to look like they're drinking
There you go.
alcohol,
That's it. But for one reason or another, none for you.
they cannot.
That's why we got today's show is brought to you by
Cans
for Christ.
Show us your can. I love it. Oh
Yeah.
man, so many. I love all of our religious humor. Whoa, look at this art. This is fantastic.
Well,
It looks like you're reading it out of a children's religion book.
that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Try and make it fit, you know.
That is our unsung hero. Oh my god, I love these other pictures you have over
We
there.
got all
Oh
kind
my
of,
god,
all
these
these
are
different
great.
things. Different things for the show to be brought to you by.
Matt is the unsung hero of this whole show. Ooh, your mother always loved your sister more. And the Hypno Snake.
Third Eye Snake. What else we got on here? We got
Oh,
Mothman Salesman, of course.
Mom,
Magnetron.
Oh, I love Magnetron.
And of course,
Revenge.
God doesn't answer your prayers because he doesn't answer your chairs because he doesn't speak English.
God doesn't send your chairs because he's not real.
Chubby Checker School of
Oh,
Business.
yes.
That was the show last week. Where's this? This is I think when Zach's on the show. Yeah, that's Zach.
Yeah. I like that we're
Moonmole.
standing like we're 3D models
Yes.
or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Moonmole.
And that's Dino
Dino
God.
God. We have a whole pantheon of
Yeah, all kinds of
various
shit on
characters. You're just Dino God. Oh my God, Liquid Wolverine Chris.
This was
Even my blood hurts.
this was the little interim on the episode from last week because I had to actually cut it together.
Oh, you really?
Yeah, so if you look at it on YouTube, and I uploaded it to Facebook too, there's some fun little things. We did our first official video intro on that episode.
What?
I intercut the video. I'll have to show it to you after
Oh
the show.
my God.
Remind me. Yeah, because I made it a long time ago, but my computer kept crashing every time I would try and use it. And so I finally got it to be stable enough that I could use it.
Oh my God.
So I stuck it in
See,
there.
this is why we need Patreon supporters so that we can upgrade our equipment just so that we can maintain a certain standard of technology and bring you the show
It is
every week unsolicited without or else. Basically, the show is on whether you like it or not.
That's right.
It's like a terrorist.
It's like Matlock.
It's like Matt. That's right. It's like Matlock. It captivates old people mostly because it confuses them with all the images and sounds.
That's it. Exactly right.
And boy, would I tell you,
I've seen that Andy Griffith since he was a little kid.
one little boy.
One little boy. I'll take two.
Oh my God!
Where's Don Knotts at?
Man, Don Knotts has been in the ground for quite a while.
He has been.
I would love. Why aren't they making movies where they animate like they have the technology where they de-age older characters.
Right.
I want to have a movie starring the reanimated corpse.
Weekend at Bernie's 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like that. I want the reanimated corpse of Don Knotts. I want scientists or someone with any kind of like scientific knowledge.
Start working on this. Don't know. There's no determining. Start working on it.
I want this to happen right now. Don't delay it.
I'm not asking you if this is possible. I'm telling you to get it done.
I want someone with the knowledge of how far decomposed he would be now,
right,
to animate him at that stage. So it's like starring Don Knotts.
And so he's like decomposing through the movie?
Basically, yeah. I want him at the stage, like, let's say he died in, I forget when he died. Let's say he died in like 2004. Okay. From 2004 to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
How decomposed would that body be? I want that to be the visual representation of Don Knotts in the film. And then I want him to just be, I want him to just have a voice actor voice him. He's a CGI character.
Yeah.
And then everyone treats him like he's normal.
Yes.
Everyone treats him like there's nothing wrong. They're interacting with exactly. He's getting baggage. And then he's out in the open air now, so he is going to decompose very quickly.
Start shriveling up real bad.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I was watching the Hot Ones that with David
Blaine.
Blaine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
I've seen bits and pieces.
They showed a clip of when he stayed like underwater in like an orb for fucking like a week or some shit like that. His fucking, just his fucking hands.
Oh my god, they look like.
Oh my! I thought he was wearing gloves.
Catcher's
I was like,
mitts,
why is he wearing gloves in this water thing? And then I saw his. He's like, it was so incredibly painful. It's like, oh my god, look at that shit. And I know, I mean, like I've been in situations where I'm like wet socks. Like working out in the rain and shit.
Yeah. And
just doing that for a couple hours and I come in and my feet are all falling apart.
Literally, that was like in the, I guess World War I.
Yeah, trench foot. Yeah.
That was a big problem. You needed to constantly change, especially if it was getting wet.
Yeah.
You needed to have dry material on your feet so that it wouldn't rot your fucking feet off. David Blaine, I don't know how much of his stuff is stunts versus like illusions.
Well, he does a lot of endurance shit.
Yeah, so that's not faked.
That was an endurance thing.
That's so
it's just the same, like he learned how to like spew up a gallon of water.
What do you think is his problem?
His problem?
Yeah. What do you think is like?
He talked about it on this Hot Ones.
Oh, really?
He talked about how he used to, when he first started, he did all of his tricks for his mother and her friends. And it was said it was like one of the greatest things in his young like childhood that he got praise during that, and there was sort of an implication that was the only time that he got praise. So I think he like is still seeking that approval.
Yeah, because anytime people behave strangely, you know that there's like a deeper messed up motivation.
It's always there.
Well, who's with us?
Allison's. We had somebody else and they're gone.
I just saw her just a few minutes
ago. There you go. That's a beautiful thing.
I guess we're now that we're blowing all of our good content.
That's right. It's all gone. Recording. It's all gone. We might as well start.
Yeah. Let's just get started.
Let's do it.
Like Eeyore.
Yeah. Oh, well. Come on. I realized. I don't know. I don't think they can hear this right now.
Oh, really?
I don't know why. Something's wrong. I got to fix it later. I realized when I played the thing back. So I think they can actually hear me right now. Something's recording that shouldn't be recording. I should actually probably look at that before we get too far along. But we'll figure that out at some point.
I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
Come on, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt.
All right. And that's it. I think we've got, we've recently made a few adjustments on the show here.
Ooh.
Okay. Just in time.
Twists
of course,
and turns.
It's $2.95.
Tuned it up.
It's $2.95. We got to make that happen.
But it's about time.
I think for the live streamers, what happened was they were listening to one of these other, because there's microphones on all kinds of shit that we're using here. I think maybe this screen has microphones. They're everywhere.
Toots every so often. That's why.
It's all about that ambiance. You want to really feel like you're here.
You want to feel like you're at a toilet, which is where our content belongs.
That's exactly right. It's we have to understand the proper venue to deliver our material.
Yeah. You don't see it over the top, but there's a lid right up on the ceiling that you can't tell from this live stream camera.
That's it. That we don't show you the ceiling.
And
we don't show you.
We're the turds just sitting.
Where do you think all the light comes from?
Right.
It's all from those fluorescent tubes.
And when the great cheeks of wisdom come
that's
sailing down over top of our heads,
we are worthy.
We're blessed with a Chris.
We're worthy of Chris. That's right.
That's when the good cheeks above has seen fit to give us new guests for our show.
Some days we just get lucky, I guess.
Some of them get flushed to Parkville.
It happens. It happens. Yeah, right. Exactly. Sometimes that happens.
Unfortunately.
We just have to be. Sometimes we don't understand the motivation is really what we're talking about. Sometimes we don't understand why. Don't ask why. Just say thank you and move along. All right. Just keep on going. But
that's right.
But so everybody should be able to hear everything live right now correctly now that I've made the adjustment. Hopefully, as long as all that's working correctly. But anyhow, so last week the shit was going crazy. It was all fucked up, but it should be working now.
Yeah,
it was actually, for once, it wasn't our fault.
That was not our fault. That was the genius Mark Zuckerberg.
For once,
fault.
it was all the Zuck. The Zuck was zucking it up. So we got him back in shape. We went and
we tuned him up.
We talked to him.
When we said
Joe
we made
Pesci style a little
adjustments,
bit. Yeah.
What means we posed as chiropractors, went into his house,
yep,
and adjusted him
to
completion.
Exactly. As you do when you broadcast from a toilet.
That's the only way we know how.
You got to do what you're familiar with.
That's right.
That's
and
how it all works.
Needless to say, and all that, bottom line being, we got it fixed.
The bottom line is that this is all working now.
It's been worked out.
Everything is fine.
And it won't happen again.
You better not happen again. Don't ask any questions. Okay. And don't breathe on it.
Don't breathe on me.
Don't breathe. If I smell you breathing on me.
I smell that smoked meat breath. If I smell either smoked meat or a pad thai breath.
Oh, I'm going to know exactly who it is, and I'm coming right for you.
I'm assuming his wife cooks for him in some way. Did he get a mail order bride? I'm not the only one who's thinking this.
I think he got her on eBay.
Yeah.
It's all. Sometimes you get in the bidding war, and then once the bids are done, then you're like, I didn't even really want this.
I just got to stop ordering stuff online when I'm drunk.
It's just the thrill of the hunt. Sometimes you just got to get you got to complete the set. Sometimes you can't, even when it's the worst one of the series, you're still just like, I just got to have them all so it fits in the box.
He always clicks on customers also bought this, that, and the other, like the suggestions.
It's
so
like,
that's how we ended up married.
I mean, why would I program the algorithm differently?
Like I don't, I'm sure he's got plenty of interested parties who want a crack of that, like that gold digging, that money. They want that Facebook stock, but he chose the girl who looks like she perhaps, and I'm not saying I've never heard her speak, but it just, so the looks of it, and this, am I being prejudiced here?
Well, we'll find out. Finish your sentence.
It looks like she looks like a hostage in his life. She looks like she signed away, because this is why, the reason I say this is because he's a billionaire. So I feel like he got some girl from another country to come sign away any rights, all prenups, just so she could come over to America. He married her so she could be a subservient slave to him.
Right. Well, it's every one of Tom Cruise's wives, knowing that there are 3 sheds full of young boys out in the backyard. They're fine. They're alive. But they're not wearing much. And he doesn't spend a whole lot of time in the house.
It's packed in those sheds, shoulder to shoulder.
It's amazing what happens when you stack the bunks diagonally. It makes a big difference. It's the proper utilization of space, because then you can have the big ones in the middle, and then as the shorter ones go, you stack them towards the outside. See?
He's like a Tetris master.
Because otherwise, if you do them vertically, then all the tall people have all this wasted space, right? And if they're short,
you can't do that.
You need to be efficient. Okay.
Tom Cruise.
Xenu taught us one thing. Oh, let me tell you what.
You don't have a career like that and be stupid.
You don't stay looking like you were like 30 something all the way through the rest of your life.
Paris Hilton's career fizzled out. All these other people who don't have any sense, they fizzle out eventually. Tom Cruise still going strong. Why? Because he knows how to stack boys.
This is it. It's all about that. So he got a lot of practice in before he was comfortable with a pulse, and then he got it all figured out from there. It all worked out.
Did you ever hear the quote that Christian Bale based his performance on American Psycho off of an interview he saw of Tom Cruise?
I did hear that, and I'm not surprised.
The lifelessness in his eyes and the laughing. Believe it. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, oh my God, that makes perfect sense.
It sure does. Yeah, it fits in very well.
Like, Patrick Bateman is essentially this dork. He's not exceptionally, I mean, he's wealthy, but he's amongst people who are more wealthy than him.
Right.
He's like a nerd. Like, people don't think of him as even threatening at all, which is his perfect cover, because that's allows him to do crazy shit.
Go. Hide the background.
God, what a great! I love the social commentary of that movie.
It's a beautiful
But you know
thing.
what I didn't love? I watched last night. It was Halloween last night.
Halloween time.
Post Halloween show. This show is brought to you by Liquid Death. I'll be drinking this Liquid Death quite a bit. I don't know what Matt's drinking.
I'm drinking.
I like
I'm
that
drinking.
you had little foam vampire fangs underneath
it. Spooky season might be over for all you, but it goes year round for me. Every night's Halloween. All right, I sing it all the time.
That's right, and this is not a costume. It's a lifestyle choice.
That's right. That's not a phase, Mom.
It's a way of life.
I'm drinking Founders all day, chill day.
Oh,
because
good one.
The best thing at nighttime is daytime. So, and when I can have it in a can, that means I can have it wherever I want.
That's what they say in Alaska. That's
right.
The year.
That's exactly right. It's all about the best part, A and B. Just flip the sides. That's all you have to do. You get to pick.
Oh. Meanwhile,
so tell us.
I've got Liquid Death here because I have mono and it affects my liver.
That's
and my liver right now is not in good shape. And so not because of my drinking, but because I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be. I'm on the Liquid Death train now. Thanks to Deirdre for getting me on board.
Riding the train.
It's good. So that's our official new sponsor.
There you go.
Please give us a little bit of money.
Unofficially.
Liquid Death, because I'll keep drinking it.
I'm gonna make a little thing that we can stick overlay for the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's Liquid Death.
There we go.
It'll just be Liquid Death cans that go across the screen the whole time.
Bounce around like pong.
I think I could do that too. I'm gonna look into that, but we'll see. We'll see.
It's almost as sick as me. So
there you go. That's it.
So I was sick. I've been sick. This keeps it keeps coming in waves. It's like it started off rough and then it kind of got a little better, and now it's just like ramping back up into dog shit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Halloween was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was a chill time for me. Me and Allison, we carved pumpkins.
Oh yeah.
Made some food and hung out. So we were on the Plex server. Matt's amazing Plex. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it too much. I don't know how you got Halloween Ends on there, but it was on there.
Yep.
It just came out, so I don't know how you did it.
Because it was the end.
It was the end.
I told you, it doesn't matter if you got to complete the set.
That's right. You got to complete the set.
I've got them all.
Just like
I have all the Halloween movies. That's it.
He's got all the Halloween movies.
I stacked them diagonally.
Oh my God. So I have for one reason or another, first of all, I'm not even that big of a, I know, for shame, but I'm not that big of a Halloween fan from the original movie.
Right.
I see it as a good movie because it literally it's one of John Carpenter's well done movies.
Yes.
It also was like the grandfather of that slasher genre.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody had seen anything like it before.
Yep.
Now I concede that when I watched the movie, I was like, this is a good movie. I also watched recently The Fog, which I had never seen, which is another movie. I was like, this is more like Halloween / The Thing than it is Ghosts of Mars.
Right.
So I was like, this is cool. I loved how they did the fog and the pirates in the fog. It was awesome because you never really see too much of them.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
That's it. That's what you want.
Restraint, when he's got boundaries. I think John Carpenter's, when he is given the right boundaries, he's fantastic.
Right.
If you give him full reign, he goes out of control. You got to give him a weird premise if you give him full reign.
That's it. Okay? That or a keyboard. Something you got to keep him busy with something.
Musically, God, he's so good. The Fog soundtrack was great. Yep. All the soundtracks I have no complaints about that.
Of course.
So, original Halloween 1978, fantastic movie. Very good movie. Great, the best movie.
Yeah, the best.
Very good.
Absolutely best.
Never seen anything like it.
The goddamn thing isn't working.
Nobody does Halloween like Jack Carpenter
Nobody does Halloween. That's it.
I like you,
There it is.
So I don't know how I found myself, whether it be bad misfortune or just stupidity. I found myself watching all of these new Halloween movies. Okay.
Yeah.
And granted, I'm going to tell you this. I've only seen that first Halloween film.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have any. I'm not tainted by. I would see the second one because I know John Carpenter was involved in some way, but I know he doesn't favor it very much. He's like, he just had to do it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine it's very good. I thought they wrapped it up fine in the first one.
Sure.
It was perfect, like, oh man, he got away. Like, he's still out there. That's a horror movie.
That's the tie up. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
So, I found myself watching Halloween. What was the first one in this new trilogy?
Halloween.
Halloween. Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends.
Yes. Please.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. Oh my God. It should have ended a long time ago.
Juan says he saw it in theaters and he should have just watched it on Peacock.
Yeah. Juan,
and I've realized I can show quotes on the screen. So now, Juan, you can see your quote on the screen. Matt can't see it because it's here. Let me bring it over here before it fades away. It's fading away. It's fading away.
That's all right. I can see it.
There it is. See?
Awesome.
We can do that.
I love that. I love that feature. We've had some adjustments.
Absolutely.
We've made some adjustments recently.
We've got it. We've got it. All these things. Doesn't made a damn thing with the people just listening. But
sorry for the spoilery review here, but I'm going to get a little spoilery because I found it to be okay. So the movie was worse than how I felt last night.
Right.
I felt like dog shit. My throat was killing me. I was exhausted, but I couldn't rest. Oh my God, I felt awful last night. But this movie was somehow way worse.
Yes.
Now it starts off with like a compelling premise, much like now once again, for shame, I have not seen Halloween 3, but I'm familiar with the premise being a divergence completely away from Michael Myers.
Yes.
That is and I know it's now heralded as a classic.
Right.
As it should be. That is the appropriate direction to move.
It sure is, yeah.
Keep the moniker.
Right.
Give yourself some fresh ideas.
Right.
If this movie didn't have Michael Myers or anything to do with Michael Myers, Michael Myers was even further in the background of this film, like he was more just like a legend that that wasn't really important anymore. And then they went along with this new story. I felt like this was a movie that they wedged into the Halloween series because it's about this kid, this young guy who's babysitting. I'm guessing this is like shortly after. No, this is like 4 years after Michael Myers is like he disappears.
Right.
So after Halloween Kills, he's gone. The town went nuts or whatever the fuck. He's missing, and Laurie Strode has like moved on with her life, and now she's like Miss Homemaker Grandma.
Sure.
I think her daughter died. I forgot. This is how much I paid attention. I guess her daughter died in the last one.
She died somewhere.
Something happened, and then now she's like got her granddaughter. The granddaughter, I don't know who wrote this granddaughter. She was, I guess, supposed to be the protagonist in the first one. She is so irritating and stupid.
It speaks for the youth.
She makes when people make a comment. She does this many times in the film. She proclaims that she has this unshakable belief and opinion.
Does she do it like Chris Pratt with the hands out?
I mean, if she did, I'd give her more respect. Honestly,
at least she's being thematic.
At least it's the outward appearance is as overt as the words are and the actions. So she expresses this like unshakable opinion, right? Then someone says something completely the opposite of it. Then almost immediately she turns around and says that that's what she wants.
There you go.
She actually wants, I can't leave this town. This town's my home. I have all my memories are here.
Right.
Less than 5 minutes later, she's like, burn it all down.
That's it.
That's like a quote. That's a quote. I don't know what the fuck was going on in this film.
So yeah, that's all part of the mystery.
But anyways,
you're missing the point.
I was scared about how much I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because I was afraid that my rage was going to cause me to kill someone.
Yeah, but see, the thing you're missing is that sometimes people are smart enough to realize even plot is comforting. So they're going to take all of it away. They're going to take character development away. They're just going to pull all those things and just like, you thought you know who this person was? Now there's a different actor playing the character. But just for this scene.
That would be like a terroristic movie director. I would actually really love that. That's some like weird like Dario Argento like meta
sure
shit. That would be fantastic. Instead have this paltry kind of like mishandled characterizations going on. I did find in the beginning of the film is like, I'd say the first half of the movie, it deals with this guy who was a babysitter. The little kid, he's at this rich house. It's got like 4 floors and there's like a spiral staircase, like, and there's a big hole up the middle, right? So it's foreshadowed like something bad's gonna happen there. Of course,
gotta be.
The little kid turns into a brat, and he's like messing with the babysitter. He locks it in the attic. And he's trying to get himself out of the attic, this guy. He kicks the door open. This is so great. Smacks the kid in the head with the door. Right. He goes careening off of the ledge, falls down 4 flights of stairs, and dies on the floor. And meanwhile, he has a knife because a knife was like
the kid did.
The
door did? Oh, the babysitter.
The door had a knife. He nearly killed the guy.
He's got a knife.
David, get down. The kid had taken the knife. The kid was playing a joke on him. He opened the front door, took a kitchen knife, laid it on the stairs on the way up to the attic.
Right.
So this guy grabs the knife thinking and his kid's screaming for help. He grabs a knife thinking someone's there, runs up to the attic. The kid traps him in there. So now he's like holding this knife and he's kicking the door down. This kid dies right when his parents come home.
Right.
They're like, oh my God, what'd you do to my baby? So everyone in town thinks he gets off because it's like evidence-wise, it's clear that he didn't kill that kid intentionally.
Okay.
Because the door was locked and he busted it down. They don't get into this, but I'm giving him this credit here.
Okay. All right.
Because I was like, it probably wouldn't hold up in a court of law. That door was busted down from the other side. The kid's head's wound would have been consistent with the door. But the parents were convinced he killed him. And
sounds like the staircase.
The town and
I'm bringing it up again.
How about you not live in a house with 4 flights of motherfucking stairs?
That's a great idea.
With a big hole up the middle.
Yep.
That was your hubris as a rich person.
That's it. I don't know why it was an issue that we have 4.
Also,
we have quadruplets. Okay, they're all a year old and they're just starting to learn how to walk. We bought this really great house. It's over top of the highway, and there are no doors. We like the open air concept. And I don't understand what the problem is. I don't understand what the problem is.
Honestly, and I'm going to get a little woke on this, but why the fuck are we being forced to sympathize with a rich ass family?
Yeah.
With a spoiledy brat kid. Like, and I'm guessing this was the intention of the writer. So the whole town apparently just uses shorthand and says, "You're a murderer." Just like how they say to Laurie Strode, and this happens to Laurie Strode throughout the movie, you got my husband killed, or this is my sister. You have to answer for the fact that your boogeyman, you had to drag him into our lives, and he stabbed her in the neck, and now she can't walk. So are you proud of yourself? Like, that kind of shit was being. I'm telling you, I don't know who wrote this fucking thing, but I think it went through like a 3rd grade class for rewrites.
I think it must have.
It was terrible. It was so terrible. So
was there a writer's strike we weren't aware of?
Jesus Christ. It felt like there was a teacher strike for whatever these people were in school trying to learn how to create structure and plot.
I mean, that's just America, but
so this kid, this babysitter guy, he gets shit on by everybody. His family life sucks. Everyone shits all over him constantly. They antagonize him.
Right.
They bully him. He's very meek, and you just feel bad for him. You're like, I'm like, this kid. And then like he wants to start acting out. Oh, what happens is he runs in. I'm sorry for the spoiler here, but he gets pushed off of like a small bridge by these punks who are like fucking with him.
Okay.
And then Michael Myers like drags him into this like sewer area where he's like living for 4 years.
Yes, of course.
No explanation.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
And he wakes up there. I guess he just dragged him in. I don't know why. Was he going to eat him? Was going to prepare
He's a
him
bridge
as a
troll
meal?
now. Yeah.
I guess so. He's going to ask him riddles.
Yeah, he's
maybe.
Waiting. He's waiting. Yeah, he's been thinking about these questions for 4 years. It's like finally somebody to ask.
It's like in this Halloween movie, Michael Myers speaks for the first time ever. The highly anticipated speech of Michael Myers.
He's been behind the mask the whole time.
What can you put in a barrel that makes it lighter? You take it out of the barrel and it makes it lighter.
I don't really know.
Why is your Bobcat Goldthwait really good?
I watched Are You Afraid of the Dark a lot. He's in 2 episodes.
I'm using the Are You Afraid of the Dark riddle.
Hell yeah. I know.
Oh my God. Yeah, we started rewatching that on the Plex server too.
Hell yeah, man.
That was great. So anyway, I don't know, not explain why Michael Myers reaches through a hole in the wall and when he gets up and starts strangling this kid.
Right.
And then there's look in his eyes. Michael Myers lets him go. Unprecedented.
Right.
This guy is proclaimed by Donald Pleasance as pure evil.
Yes.
He doesn't need any reason.
No.
He doesn't need to humanize. No nothing.
But he does need to find the nearest bathroom.
Right. Yeah. Clearly and quickly.
Right.
So this kid, like I guess this awakens some like desire to take vengeance on people, like physically. So him and Michael Myers start kind of like teaming up.
Okay.
I mean, he's more like a wild dog that like this kid kind of like he's like, teach me He's like, show me. And Michael Myers says nothing. He says, and he just like copies him. Meanwhile, he's dating the granddaughter because Laurie Strode kind of felt bad for him and like hooked them up together. And the granddaughter had this like overt, immediate like attraction to this guy. And it was really poorly played.
Of course.
I hated it. I'm not even going to go into any more of it. I don't really care that much. It all ends so fucking bad. Here's the way it all ends. Michael Myers gets completely fucking ravaged by knives. And then he gets and it's unbelievable.
Right.
But they're like, we're gonna parade him on the top of our car. And the cops, they're like, you can't do this. This isn't legal. And the cops are like, not this time.
Not this
time. It's fine.
It's fine this time.
I was like, and I mean, like, I'm paraphrasing.
We're gonna put him in state.
But that's basically what he said. The like sheriff guy, he's like, let him do it.
Right.
And they tie him to the hood of the car like a Christmas tree. They drive
like
him out.
The truckers, they like duct tape on Elf to the front of their grill for Christmas time.
This guy, they had slit his throat ear to ear. Okay, his hand got ripped off.
Did they leave the mask on him?
No, they had the mask off of him. So
all
the mask was off. I think Laurie had slit his wrists too, down the street. You know.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
she did a whole thing. He's basically out of blood, like a pig.
Right.
They take him down to the foreshadowed as like this kid, the kid who turns to killing. He worked at like a junkyard, body shop, and there was like one of those like metal crushers,
sure,
that just like eviscerates anything you throw in it.
Mm-hmm.
They proceed to put they do a parade with the whole town,
right,
and carry him into this thing and eviscerate his body, and he turns into meaty chunks.
It's one says like, it turned him in like Alpo in a grinder.
Exactly, one. Oh my god! I was like, they were like, he's really, really dead this time. They had to go into all that detail, and it was so. There's so many fucking issues, and I'll just say this one more. They wanted to ignore in this new series the fact that there was like 50 other Halloween movies.
Oh, okay.
Because they wanted it to be a continuation of the John Carpenter ones, right? 1 and 2, I think, were the ones that were canon. You didn't like to eviscerate this, to go through the lengths, which is the least ridiculous thing going on in this movie. To go through those lengths is to indirectly call out the fact that there's a million of them that Michael Myers just is never dead.
Right.
I just as somebody, I think maybe, I don't know if it's just not for me. Maybe people liked it. I don't know.
I haven't heard any good things.
I like the story about that kid, Corey, who turns to murdering. But I felt like it was just like that was okay because it was like exploring the nature of what makes people like break and do stuff like that.
Sure.
But it was in direct contrast to fucking Michael Myers, who is just a killing machine.
That's the idea.
That's the whole fucking point.
That's where the terror comes from.
That's John Carpenter's point.
Yeah.
Some people out there aren't. You can't reason with them.
Right.
They just do it.
Right. Whatever it is.
Take away all the scary stuff about it. Let's start having a psychoanalysis. It was a fine movie without it having the Halloween label. Yeah. I don't know. And also the dialogue was so poorly written. I wanted to rip my fucking eyes out.
Sometimes you just have to overdub it. You just have to overdub. And that's when Bobcat Goldthwait comes in and takes care of everything for you. He'll do all the characters. Yeah, he's got lots of different ranges, all at the same time.
I would have loved it.
So you got to separate it. It's like listening to like possession tapes. You got to separate.
Slow it down.
Yeah, everything.
You're full. What? Is that Bobcat?
I thought this was a Bob Ross video. It's getting intense. So, sometimes
that was my experience.
Sometimes you go into these things and you have to think, all right, maybe there's people who have never ever they've never seen this stuff, or they're getting drug along, or maybe they just got introduced to it and they just know the concept and they go into the movie. But then there's other moments where you're like, this whole thing, it's just you've just set it on fire.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect analogy for our show, I think. Really,
yeah,
that's
it started off with a good idea, and we completely lost touch with what makes it good.
We were just kind of joking at first.
We're just creating content.
But now we got all this money, and we have to do something. So what are we going to do?
People demand it. I love that people unironically go to watch this stuff. I mean, I swear to God, I wouldn't have watched this if it wasn't free on their Plex.
Right.
I was gonna just avoid. I was like, maybe I'll just watch the original Halloween movie.
Yeah, sure. They're all on there too.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, John Carpenter is clearly not involved in this.
Right.
John Carpenter's his quote was, "I like the kind of movie where I stretch out my hand and a check goes into it. A check appears for money, and then I go and cash that check. That's the kind of movie I like to be involved in. That's the level I want to be involved in.
That's what you want, and that's what we want him involved in.
That's what he does now.
There you go.
He just slaps his name on it. It's his original property.
Yeah, why not? Why not? He's just building. He's just living up to his namesake.
It was so fucking stupid.
There you go.
I can't tell you how many times it was mishandled. It was like 2 hours of agonizing stupidity.
Yeah.
I mean, it took my mind off of my throat pain, thank God. But
well, yeah, it's sometimes you have to show something more painful.
Yeah.
You have to take it. It's sort of like major pain.
Go to the
Let me show you a little trick to take your mind off that pain. You know, Joe Pesci comes in with a ball peen hammer, just smashes the shit out of your arm. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. So. Juan's saying that he produced it with Jamie Lee Curtis and then did the score with his son.
Yeah. So
whole
no complaints on that end. I mean, like I said, John Carpenter can do no wrong with the score. I think he's great musically. I really love his music sensibilities. Cody Carpenter as his son has like a band, which is pretty good.
Yeah. I've heard them before.
Yeah.
On I think on Instagram or YouTube, one or the other. I've run across that.
Yeah, musically he's great. I think visually, clearly John Carpenter doesn't have the reins in this, and I don't think he's got the energy to be a director anymore.
Sure.
But I can't imagine that like he looks at that and he's proud of it or something.
Right.
I mean, I can't imagine him being like, yeah, that's how I
as long as he gets his money.
Right.
I think that's all he's worried about.
That's where he's at.
Just give me that cash.
Yep. I would
that
love
green stuff.
If I speak to him again, I'm going to be like, that Halloween franchise is real dog shit.
What happened, John?
Do you? No. I'm going to be like, I'm really glad you're getting paid for that.
There you go.
I don't need to know your opinion because I think I already know.
That's
John.
it. I'm not going to ask to see your bank statements. All right. We'll just wink and move on. That's where we're at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah, I watched Scream 2 last night.
Oh,
and I'll tell you, when you revisit those movies and you realize how much of it is just like homage to other things or just little tip of the hats to things that were going on in pop culture. So I'd say like a good 60% of the movie is just references to things that if you don't know what happened during that period of time, that the movie was made, you have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Half the dialogue. Like Matthew Lillard is in like the party scene at the beginning of the movie, even though he got fucked up at the end of the first movie and arrested and everything.
Yeah. He's arrested.
Yeah. Because I think he gets arrested because they allude to that in the movie where like the other two guys that got, caught for doing it. Whatever.
Skeet was not killed? In the first one?
I
forget. I'll be honest.
Oh no, yeah, he does get killed because what's her face?
Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney, she references it because it's the spoiler alert. The mother's the one that comes back and is the murderer in the second one, and she says that she killed her son and all that kind of stuff. So I think Matthew Lillard survives.
Friday the 13th.
But yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but,
Matthew Lillard.
But he's in.
I saw him.
He's in the party. Yeah, exactly.
He was at the party.
He was at the party. Yeah. So he was at the party there. So but it's a whole bunch of shit.
I've never really been a Scream fan.
Yeah.
I think because I was when I saw them, I was too young to get the references going on.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And it was also like, I don't know. I'll be honest. I'm just really never been into slashers that much. Yeah. I like the Friday the 13th movies because they're kind of like silly. They can be fun. They don't take themselves too seriously.
Right.
And that I can get behind. But just not really into slashers. And Scream is like a slasher homage. It's like,
right. It is. Yeah.
It's about like people who are obsessed with slashers. Right. So it's a big meta.
Yeah. Especially as you go on, it gets even more.
I find it to be kind of interesting. But when I was a kid, having watched some of them as an adult, I was like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all that passing on the torch, I guess. You got to do what you got to do. And what we got to do is some weird news.
Let's do it.
Oh, man.
That's what we got to.
I had something else I was going to talk about.
Yeah, I was like waiting for you to.
What the fuck was it though? I wrote. See, this is what happens when I write the stuff. Oh no, I covered everything because I wrote up the description here so at the beginning, so I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, sorry, I took up so much time.
No, it was good. It was good because, like I said, I don't have shit to talk about
it. Oh man, I forgot that I also, this is just for the streamers here, but
oh yeah,
Allison and I also went to the theater and saw Dawn of the Dead. Is 1978, I guess. Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the year? Anyway,
I think it
in
is.
3D.
Oh, yeah. Cool!
It was fucking sweet. It was cool. That I was happy to watch.
Right.
That beats the hell out of Halloween Ends 100 times over. God Almighty!
Surprise!
I think an old like ballet recital tape from a kid. You know, your sister's old ballet recital tape probably beats the hell out of Halloween Ends. Well, there's more forethought going into it. I can tell you that much.
And sometimes you
more rehearsal.
You got to organize things a little bit here.
Christ, it was bad. I mean, it just like the execution was just so bad. I can see that they had some okay ideas. When it got violent, finally, I was like, oh, finally something to entertain me.
Right.
And it was pretty disgusting.
Juan says slashers are like a big, warm, comfy blanket. I used to watch tons of them before I was old enough to be watching them. He said so.
Yeah.
And that's
the thing. Yeah. And Juan, I agree. Like my like comfort horror movies are like usually monster movies and zombie movies, particularly.
Right. Oh,
because when I was too young to be watching horror movies, I was watching that stuff like Return of the Living Dead. I took it so seriously when I was a little kid. I was like, this is fucking scary. Yeah. I had no concept of what a zombie was. And then for that to be your first where literally they can't die.
Right.
You can't even kill them. You have to like burn up all the ashes of them.
You don't have a chance.
They just want to eat your brain so that they can stop the pain of being dead.
Yeah, that's a wild shit.
How truly fucked up is that? And I just was like, oh my God, this is horrifying.
It's a perfect analogy for consumerism.
I actually rewatched that just the other day. Still such a good movie.
There's a new Evil Dead coming out, apparently.
Yeah, it's called Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, interesting. I just saw like a close up. It looked like it was like fucking like Blair Witch Project found footage shit.
Oh, really?
Of some lady with like blood all over her face, and she had like giant like eyes.
Oh.
Like giant dilated pupils, and her eyes were also like extraordinarily large. So I don't know what the fuck that's going to be.
There's a girl with like extra big eyes. She was in a VHS movie. But yeah, she like literally her eyes
last week we almost did a weird news story about some guy who broke the world record for the farthest out bulging eyes.
Oh really?
Yeah. But I figured I was like, there's not enough to talk about.
If there were there pictures?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it would have been dope.
It was fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I have to see if I can track it down.
But yeah, you remember Bruce Campbell was mentioning in his panel back in Monster Mania, he was talking about we're making more Evil Dead movies as producers now. Like there's more Evil Dead coming.
No, I don't remember that. No.
Yeah, this is like the next. So they're producers, the him, Sam Raimi, and Rob Tapert.
Okay.
And they're just giving opportunities in the same world for other people to make stuff like stories with it.
I remember them talking about being producers now, like that they're sort of taking the behind the camera stuff more than in front of. But I didn't remember them talking about the Evil Dead stuff.
Yeah. So this is the next one. It takes place in a high rise in like the 70s.
Interesting.
And the Necronomicon is like found like in the walls of a like an apartment in this high rise. And then it all hell breaks loose from there. But I guess they're like trapped in this like high rise thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know anything else about it. I think it comes out next year.
Urban isolation. Yeah, that's what it was saying, I think.
It's just like a new setting. Who knows? I don't know. I'll be honest though. I've been rewatched the whole Evil Dead series this past month, and up all the way through to the remake. It's all really good.
Yeah,
like the remake is so good.
They've made it so far.
Yeah, so far I have no complaints. So we'll see.
And hopefully they keep it that way.
Yeah.
Well, let's see some weird news. Here we go. Let's do it.
Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah!
Weird news on the Kickstarter.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise used the witch hold me to get the fire off me! Help me, Oprah Winfrey!
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. A human torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has bought your shoes.
And now with this week's weird news, here's
righty, everybody. Here we go for our weird news. I am elated to say that this week we're not going to be talking about any tractor trailer spills.
Oh,
this is the first.
I'm a little disappointed because it's been so.
There hasn't been shit spilled all over the road. I think it's because people had a long weekend for Halloween. I think that's the reason why. That. Yeah, there was enough. It's because the tractor trailers were hitting humans this week, so it was no big deal.
People dress up as deer.
It's just another day. Just another day. Nothing to talk about here. Well, let's see here. Let me get the video up here for all of those viewing with us here. All right, folks, we're starting off with a famous piece of artwork. A famous 1941 work by Dutch abstract artist was Piet.
Is he French?
Mr. T has been hanging upside down for the last 75 years. A historian has just discovered. So this piece of artwork, abstract, of course, has been hanging upside down for 75 years.
Isn't that part of the whole abstraction?
I guess so. I don't know if there's like some.
And who the fuck is he to say whether it's upside down or not?
Excuse me, as I push up my glasses. This is upside down.
I can't help but notice that this piece of art is. You guys are completely looking at it
so much
wrong.
better. It could be so much better upside
fools.
down. That's it. Back to my studio apartment here. To the work New York City One, as it was called, which features New York City One. Juan, by the way, we're in works of making some merch. We're gonna make sure that we show you the pictures first.
Yeah, we're gonna get your approval.
But I have two of them that I'm actively working on. I was just working on them this morning. It's going to be great. I have to Photoshop certain things onto you, not to make it weird or anything like that, but just so that it fits the theme of the image. And we'll let you know what they look like. But I think it's about time that we get some merch for all of our. We do.
Merch is going to sell.
Yeah,
like friggin' hotcakes.
Oh my god,
people! No one wants our faces anywhere near them.
That's right. The only one they want.
That's the only one.
That's the only one. Well, the New York City One, which features bright red lines, yellow, black, and blue. Let me try that again. Which features bright lines of red, yellow, black, and blue tape on a white background. Will likely continue to be displayed the wrong way because to change now could damage the image.
It could uproot everything that we know.
The whole fucking world. This could be Thanos snapping everything that we know out of our life. Okay, we don't know what's.
Leave well enough alone.
We don't know what's behind this picture. So the adhesive tapes are already extremely loose and hanging by a thread. Art historian and German museum curator Suzanne Meyer-Busser told The Guardian. Now, if you were to turn it upside down now, gravity would pull it in the other direction. And it's now part of the work's story.
I actually feel like it would. Now, am I wrong here? But I feel like if you were to apply gravity oppositely, then it would bolster the weak parts.
It should help to push those pieces back on. Yeah, it should help, especially if you put a heat gun on it. I mean, it's fucking tape.
Dude, this is none of this is worth your time. The actual piece of art isn't worth your time.
No, none of it. Absolutely
itself,
not.
Like, it's just so stupid to think that this dumb. Like, I mean, is it a slightly interesting looking piece? Sure. Should it be hanging in a motherfucking art gallery? No.
I mean, it looks like they already patched it. There's all kinds of fucking tape all over the place.
Let it fall apart. It's supposed to be abstract. If I made that work and I was like, let nature ravage it, dude, because that's all part of how it makes you feel now.
And it looks like guy in the front here shot it 9 times. Judging by the look.
I love this little squat, like hunched over guy with a bald, like a complete fryer ring going on.
He's got it going. He's got it going. Yeah, he's got a full head of hair too. That's a stylistic choice. Well, the thickening of the grid should be at the top, like a dark sky. Apparently, according to the curator. Once I pointed it out to the other curators, we realized it was very obvious. And I'm 100% certain the picture is the wrong way around.
These are the fucking smelling their own farts kind of people.
This means that they have nothing else to do.
Hoity-toity, caviar eating, fart smelling, motherfucking pretentious ass art gallery owners.
That's it.
Let me tell you something. There's nothing special about this piece of art.
In Philadelphia, it's worth $50.
Well, a similarly named oil painting, New York City, is on display at the in Paris. It also has thickening lines at the top of the work. So that's where they're judging the improper hanging of the piece. It's not clear how the mistake was made, but New York City one does bear his signature and would have been given clear indication of how the work was meant to be displayed.
I am in full. If I believe in any conspiracy theories, it's that mattress shops, stores, and art galleries are a way for crime,
money
organized
laundering,
crime to launder their money.
It's got to be.
Well, it's well known that art is purchased by wealthy people so that they can write it off, and that they don't have to claim that what they've use the amount of money that they use to purchase that piece of art. It becomes like a way of saving your money, like storing your money.
Yeah,
it's this is absolutely true. It's not even a conspiracy theory.
There you go.
But it's just fucking nuts. Like that. Like this is dumb.
Yep.
Look at it. It's not talent.
It's literally just tape.
I wouldn't even hang this on the fridge if my kid did it.
No, I would take this and sit it on my workbench.
I would hit them over the head with it and say, "Do better."
We'll use this the next time we switch out the electrical outlets. Okay, use some of this shit up. Well, I'll tell you,
like if you painted over that, well, it would look like that. Well, it would be kind of a cool design.
It would be better if you painted over it. At least it would last. Well, I'll tell you who wish she could last. South Florida Village Commissioner and former beauty queen has been sentenced to a year of probation and 50 hours of community service for pretending to be a paralegal to get into federal immigration detention center to see her romantic partner, her boyfriend.
Oh my God.
Well,
the things we do for love.
The things we do for love. Like getting into the federal immigration detention center.
And you feel like
you're a paralegal. Well, Julianne Claire Strout, 36, was sentenced Wednesday in a Miami federal court after pleading guilty to misdemeanor charges of attempting to enter and entering. Both. She got charged with attempting to get in there and succeeding. That's a double whammy right there for one action. The federal facility using fraud and false pretenses, according to court records. Stroud was elected to the North Bay Village Commission in 2018. Her term ends next month, and she isn't running for re-election. Tragic.
This is why we need to do away with these pageants. You cannot. This gives people an unrealistic expectation. Now, it's not even an unrealistic. It's an immoral, like this opens the door for people to act immorally, or stupidly,
right,
and to not develop any kind of reasoning sense,
right,
because it's already there's already a natural human predilection to trusting attractive people,
of course,
over other people. This is just a matter, of fact.
Yeah.
A matter of fact. People trust more attractive people than unattractive people.
That's it.
So you're only rewarding. This is why the fascination with it. Even I'm always on the soapbox on this show. I gotta stop. But it's like,
all you good-looking people suck.
You could bring them down a peg.
Fucking up my life.
Tell them they look like shit every once in a while.
Tell them to give themselves their own pearl necklace.
That's right.
ZZ Top told you.
But she had the fucking balls to walk in and pretend to be a paralegal. Just to see her boyfriend at this immigration
right.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just dumb. Does it harm anyone? Not really.
No,
not really. I can't fault her for that. And I know I'm like it's immoral, but it's not. What she did wasn't wrong. But what I'm saying is that it's bad for it's like it's not thought out. You're gonna get, if you get in trouble, you're in like deep shit now.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior. To summarize.
Yeah, Santa Claus put it best.
Well, Stroud entered the facility 3 times that month by telling immigration and customs enforcement officials that she worked as a paralegal for a law firm and that she needed a client who was actually her romantic partner to sign legal documents. She presented officials with a letter written on letterhead from a real law firm, but she had never worked for the firm, and the attorney said there had never authorized her to use their letterhead. to visit them on her behalf. So there you go.
I mean,
that's it.
Why not wait for him to get it all through? Why not get
Juan says she wanted the balls. That's why she lied.
The balls were her motivation to lie.
That's it. Sometimes that's what you do. Sometimes they roll you along.
It's true love.
That's right. You never know.
Don't stand in the way.
You never know. But on one occasion, after initially being denied entry, she presented officers with her North Bay Village Commissioner badge, explained she was a public official, and asked to enter the facility on that basis.
Just get a hanker baby like a normal person.
That's exactly right. Come on now.
Get knocked up and use that to get him in here.
With
Come
all
on.
this red tape bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no need for cloak and dagger.
You don't need to pretend.
Just take it all off. Well, I'll tell you who else took it all off. A woman.
Oh my God.
She looks like she has too many teeth, doesn't she?
She looks like someone photoshopped teeth on her. She looks like she unzips and hangs up her skin at the end of every night. She looks like there's a 45-year-old middle-aged man inside of that, because those teeth are so weirdly perfect and they don't match the way the rest of her body looks.
It is Native Americans Month, right? And so it's just like they wear the wolf cloak over top their head. That's basically what she does. She's got the teeth just below her nose.
You can see underneath, and like the lips don't move quite the same way. You know how people wear masks and you can tell that the lips are moving behind the lips?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And the eyes are looking behind the skin.
Overlay, yeah.
That's what she looks like.
Yep. And once she gets done with her costume, I mean, it's drooping off the arms and everything here. It just goes right into chili. It goes right into that slow cooker right there.
Keeping it warm for
right
tomorrow.
in. It all works out. Well, a woman who was arrested for feeding homeless people in Northwest Arizona is suing over a local ordinance that regulates food sharing events in public parks. Norma Thornton, 78, became the first person arrested under Bullhead City Ordinance in March for distributing even prepared food from a van in Bullhead Community Park. A lawyer said the lawsuit filed Tuesday was part of a nationwide effort to let people feed those in need. So they're like, listen, we're not going to do anything about all these fucking homeless people, but you better not feed them or we're going to arrest you.
Isn't that fucking nuts that this is like they prioritize.
Yes. Yeah.
Like keeping homeless people suffering.
You can't be altruistic. We have laws to enforce.
That's like that anti-homeless like architecture stuff. You ever seen that shit? They got like spikes in doorways and shit.
They put the armrests at different points in the bench so that people can't sleep on them, whatever.
Oh my fucking God.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just oh Jesus, it's fucking awful. Like you want to do that? Fine. But how about you make programs available for these people so that they're not living on the streets?
Yes, let's work on that particular legislation instead of laws to prosecute the people. Yeah.
You're going to punish the people who are actually on the streets, because there's a lot of these like professional panhandlers out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Excuse me, they go home.
Yeah.
They like go home.
Yeah.
They spend their whole day panhandling. Trust me, I'm not being prejudiced. I'm just saying that there are. Trust me, there are. But there are people out there who really are homeless, and you're going to punish and penalize those people?
You got to.
And you can't even fucking feed them?
No, you can't feed them. The point is to not feed them. Don't feed the pigeons or the homeless.
Right.
Don't bring it into the park. Not allowed.
I'm starting to see why she's wearing somebody else's
exactly
skin on her.
right.
It's
She's
disguised.
Different fingerprints every day. Every day, different fingerprints.
Ooh,
so there you go. Well, Bullhead City has criminalized kindness, said Thornton's attorney. The city council passed an ordinance that makes it a crime punishable by 4 months in prison to share food in public parks.
Oh my fucking God, dude. You can't. What the fuck? How do you regulate?
Yeah.
First of all, a super immoral law, but how do you even regulate that? If I hand you a sandwich when we're hanging out,
right?
Am I now going to go spend 4 months in prison?
You're getting arrested.
Because what's the distinction? And then I'd love to hear them get real specific about it.
Oh, yeah.
You can't distribute large amounts of food to a bunch of different strangers.
I'd say they need to open the doors and bring all the homeless in for the gallery. Just have them all there.
Put them all upside down.
There you go. There's only one door to get in and out. Well, Thornton owned a restaurant for many years before retiring in Arizona, and she said she wanted to use her cooking skills to help the less fortunate. I've always believed that when you have plenty, you should share. And according to the Mojave Valley Daily News, she said she has continued to feed the people in need from private property, not far away from the community park.
So she's transitioned over to be like,
so
fine, I can't do this in public.
Somebody let her use the parking lot.
I'll use what little shred of freedom I have left in this goddamn country to invite people over to my house.
That's it.
You want to feed homeless people? Fine, but do it in your own home.
Do it in your own yard.
Home.
Do it in your own yard. See, so
this is our part.
You just wait, because she's going to have some new skin in 3 days, and it's going to be this prosecuting
she's always
lawyer.
One step ahead, one skin ahead.
That's it.
She's always going to stay right in front of that.
Always
Johnny Law.
They're up at night
because they're coming.
They're up at night. You're sleeping, waiting for court the next day.
She's
up.
Training.
They're up. She's ready. She's ready. She's stretching. She's tanning those hides. You're not gonna know who she is. It's like,
trust me. There's a homeless person that dies all the time from being.
She's going around whistling.
From poor nutrition. So she just keeps on turning their skin into a new disguise. They'll never keep up with her.
It's just like Denzel Washington walking around. Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
She's a demon.
She's a demon, just jumping skin to skin, feeding on the homeless.
Well, she's fucking despicable. Can you believe this fucking country we live in?
This is it. Well, it's appropriate because this is where we're heading next.
Oh.
So Larry is a 71-year-old retired insurance broker and Donald Trump fan from Alabama.
Is this him?
But he wouldn't be he wouldn't be likely to run into a liberal, Emma, who's a 25-year-old graphic designer from New York City on social media.
There's a Hallmark movie synopsis.
She needs a green dress. He needs a red suit. And they just need to superimpose snow over top of it's perfect. Well,
he's a bristly conservative from Utah.
Sparks fly.
she's a bubbly liberal from New York.
Well, they wouldn't be likely to run into each other on social media, even if they were both real.
This is getting very interesting now.
So each is a figment of BBC reporters' imagination. She created 5 fake Americans and opened social media accounts for them. Part of an attempt to illustrate how disinformation spreads on sites like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, despite efforts to stop it, and how it's affecting American politics. So the British have been like, you know what? We've left them alone for long enough. Now it's time to show them how fucked up they've become.
The Queen is dead.
The Queen is dead.
Let's show them the error of their ways.
It's time to turn a new leaf here. So that's also left Spring and BBC vulnerable to charges that the project is ethically suspect in using false information to uncover false information. Okay. So, but sometimes, Cui Bono, you gotta utilize what you have available. We're doing it with
fight monsters. You must become.
That's exactly right. Fight fire with fire.
That was a quote that was a Nietzsche quote, but it's also used in that Halloween Ends piece of shit movie.
There you go. You got to do it. You got to do it sometimes, and then just cash that check. But we're doing it with very good intentions because it's important to understand what is going on. The U.S. is the key battleground for disinformation in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go. That's our namesake.
Sobering reality.
We've done a great job here.
We're clowns of the world.
Yeah, we really are. We're caricatures at this point.
We're the clowns with the biggest, baddest sticks. I mean, everyone's afraid. It's like my dad.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's just full of impulsive decisions, and they love Chris.
And a lot of power. They love Chris. Chris is the beloved hero of America.
We got to get a picture of him like saluting, and we'll put like a waving flag in the background.
I would love it, Chris. You got
be my screensaver. My screensaver. Yeah, we got to get you next time. Well, Spring, who uses 5 different burner phones labeled with each name, tends to the accounts on their different personalities. Emma is a lesbian who follows LGBTQ groups and is an atheist, takes an active interest in women's issues and abortion rights, supports the legalization of marijuana, and follows the New York Times and NPR. These traits quote unquote, are the bait, essentially, to see how social media companies' algorithms kick in and what material is sent their way. Through what she followed and liked, Britney was revealed as an anti-vaxxer and critical of big business.
Wait. This fake
person
is Britney, right?
Yes.
She was revealed. To be.
So basically, the idea is like that as she's following all of these things, the suggestions start to pile up so much that she's having multiple anti-vaxxer groups being suggested to her to join, and then multiple what was the other thing?
Big business.
Big business. Yeah, against big business. So like shopping local and getting against chain stores and all those sorts of things. So
this was revealed. Are we saying that these are beliefs that she normally would hold, or these are
meaning that this is the algorithm? The algorithm, the algorithm
Okay.
is saying these are also the things that she would believe in.
Okay, I
the
see.
things that she,
They're trying to put her in a category,
right, exactly.
Instead of like,
yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So she said the account has received material, some with.
Who the fuck is this then?
Who knows? Who knows? It was at the top of the article. I don't know who the fuck it is.
There's a picture here of a real person, but we're talking about fake social media profiles.
Maybe this is her picture. I don't know. I don't know if this is
this
the picture
another
that-
suggestion?
This is
who
Britney.
she was revealed to
This is
be.
who she was revealed.
It's like a gypsy now. Like,
Hey man, how you doing? I was doing okay, but I just got revealed I'm gay. I had no idea.
It's because I like the new Cadova restaurant that was opening up next door. I don't really know, but that's what Facebook told me.
I just used to think Liza Minnelli was a talented singer. I don't know. And who doesn't like Barbara Streisand?
No, tell me you don't.
Tell me you don't. And Tiny Dancer? It's my theme song. I don't know.
My ringtone.
I guess I'm gay. I don't know.
We're just letting it define.
It's the defeat too. It's just like, I guess I'm gay.
Like, you better go along with this. Oh my god.
So the account has received material, some with violent rhetoric from groups falsely claiming Donald Trump won the 2020 election. She's also been invited to join groups with people who claim that Mar-a-Lago raid was proof Trump won and that the state was out to get him. And those groups that support conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones. So there you go. He's not having any of it.
They're trying to recruit her.
Well, no, they're providing her with the opposite rhetoric.
Oh, okay.
To basically engage her because she's going to see it and get pissed off and talk about things.
Okay.
So they're trying to emotionally, elicit these reactions, I guess. So despite efforts by social media companies to combat disinformation, Spring says there's still a considerable amount getting through, most from the far right perspective. So Gabriella, which is another one of these people, a non-aligned Latina mom who mostly expressed interest in music, fashion, and how to save money while shopping, and doesn't follow any political groups, but is far more likely that Republican-aligned material would show up in her feed. So there you go. It's all there. So
I mean, this is basically to whittle it down. It's that you're being brainwashed constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
right.
take a look. If you're, I don't know. I'm not sure what our age bracket is here for people who listen to us, but
we got
just take a look at your parents.
We're diverse.
And tell me that in general, I mean, you might have some cool parents that are I don't want to say open-minded, that make up their own minds.
Right.
Okay. But most of our parents are probably boomers.
Sure.
And most of them probably are right-leaning.
Mm-hmm.
They might be nice people, maybe not.
Well, you never know.
But they're probably being influenced by Fox News, like at every turn.
It's an inevitability at some point.
Whenever I hear people repeating that shit like parrots.
It's fair and balanced, though, man.
The problem is, I don't even think it's that these people are necessarily like bad intended.
Right.
But that's all they're getting. That's the only information they're seeing. So they just take it as fact. And they're like, oh, this is fucked up. What's going on in this world?
Yeah, this is the problem. These kids are the problem right
These
here.
damn kids.
Peppers, squash, and cucumbers. Who does cucumbers around here? Because I like cucumbers.
I'm the only
I'm
one.
the only one. I like cucumbers.
I mean, you got to be. How do you not feel? I don't understand what level of cognitive dissonance it takes for you to go from, like, how do you not feel insulted by a big old fat dumb clown being representative of like your belief structures?
Because see, the thing is, you're dealing with a generation that's used to like Tom Brokaw, like somebody who's giving. They have journalistic integrity in what they're reporting in the news. Not that everything was, wasn't propagandized at the point too, but the idea is that it wasn't to the degree that it is now.
Boomers, I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry, boomers.
Yeah, sorry, boomers.
But you are the most motherfucking spoiled generation of literally all of history. They came off of a war that they grew up into an economy that started booming, that gave them so many opportunities at every turn.
Sure.
What they did was they climbed the ladder and then they set it on fire. And then they said, fuck you, pick yourself up.
I live off the grid.
We should all be like Jesse Ventura.
I don't want anything to do with all of these things that got me to where I am. I went down the Jesse Ventura rabbit hole for 2 days trying to find this fucking quote that I never said that. You said that. I still can't find the goddamn thing.
Because I don't think he ever said that.
I don't know where the fuck. I swear to God he said it. And I know it was on one of those talking head shows where he's on one side of the screen.
You said that.
It's the ultimate irony.
I don't know the ultimate irony.
I'm going to find this motherfucking thing. I'll make the goddamn quote if I have to. I'll cut it together. Because I know he fucking said it. I know he did. I'm not that good to make that quote up. Maybe I did. I don't know.
You're going to start getting requests for joining anti-vax.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get pulled into the Fox News hot shot, quick fire, whatever the fuck they call. So, but
quick start fire, quick fire,
quick put the fire out on Fox News. The BBC experiment can be valuable, but only shows part of how the algorithms work. A mystery that largely evades people outside the tech companies. So algorithms also take cues from comments and that people make on social media and in their interactions with friends, both things that the BBC's fake Americans don't do because they're not going around and commenting on things. So it's like a journalistic version of the field experiment. It's running an experiment on a system that's pretty limited in its rigor, but I try to make it as realistic as possible. And I have these 5 personalities that I have to inhabit at any given time.
Like a schizophrenic
maniac. That's it. Yeah.
Like someone with multiple personalities.
But it's all for journalism. That's it. That's just keep telling yourself that. Just have one of your personalities tell that to the other. The one that's the most neurotic and the one that's secretly even more neurotic.
It's like that. It's like that M. Night Shyamalan movie. Split.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what it is. It's like Secret Window all over again.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Secret Window,
that was probably one of the most interesting stories we've done. That's like,
get ready,
more than just a weird story. Like that's an important story. They're studying the fact that people are I mean, I know those of us who if you listen to the show, you have critical thinking skills because we're kind of like a hot stove.
Oh,
you have a repulsion that makes you want to move your hand away from it.
I didn't want
this. So you're listening on purpose. I know that much about you.
We've got that, except for those people we talked about Guantanamo, that you guys are locked in cells right now. And they're playing us over the loudspeakers. We know you're there. We appreciate the download. And
we appreciate it.
And one day you're going to get back to your country.
Don't worry. Once we get a fake profiles up and running for you.
Yeah, once we destroy our country from the inside.
We'll get you on the right track that they want you to, the kind of beliefs they want you to have. Then when they look at your social media fingerprint, they're going to say, oh, you're good. You're out. You're allowed out now.
You're going to be fine, baby doll.
No more human toilet for you.
That's it. Thank God. Finally.
Well, yeah, that was an interesting story.
Get ready for another interesting story.
Oh my God.
When I came across this, I read this story like 4 times because this is some fucking crazy shit. And I can't believe I haven't heard about this shit. Okay. 3 decades after a car was reported stolen in Northern California. California. Right. It's lots of turning streets there. It's the mountains. California. Police are digging the missing convertible out of a yard of a $15 million mansion.
What?
Okay. This mansion was built by a man with a history of arrests for murder, attempted murder, and insurance fraud. We're talking about fucking H.H. Holmes practically here.
Oh my God.
All
what the fuck? A $15 million property?
Yes.
Built by a man with an extensive violent history.
Rap sheet of murder, attempted murder, and insurance fraud. So the convertible, a Mercedes-Benz, was filled with bags of unused concrete.
What?
It was discovered Thursday by landscapers in the affluent town of Atherton in Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So although cadaver dogs alerted to possible human remains on Thursday, none have been found more than 24 hours after technicians have started to excavate the car.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So police believe that the car was buried 4 to 5 feet deep in the backyard of the home sometime in the 1990s.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Before the current owners had bought the home.
Okay.
The car was reported stolen in September of 1992 near Palo Alto, right? By Friday, the technicians have been able to excavate the passenger side of the convertible, which was buried with its top down. And they also opened the trunk where they found more bags of unused cement. Okay. Cadaver dogs were again brought back to the house and again made a slight notification of possible human remains.
They keep smelling these remains.
What the fuck is going on?
Something more than just a convertible has been buried in this yard.
So Atherton police commander said that the dogs could be reacting to human remains, old bones, blood, vomit, or a combination of any of those things.
That are at least 30 years old?
Yeah.
Whoa, what
right.
the fuck?
So he said that the possible owner of the car is believed to be deceased.
Okay.
Believed to be deceased, right? But
Oh.
officials are waiting to find the final records. So he said the current homeowners were not under investigation. The sprawling home has a pool, a tennis court that was built by the man with the history of arrests, attempted murder, and insurance
The
fraud.
people who own this home are just their heads are in their hands right now.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, we'll never get our money back
They're
on this. We'll never sell this back.
They're fucked.
Unless they're crossing their fingers also and
Like,
hoping
please find
that
a
there's
body.
a huge, like a
Like a mass
massive
grave.
massive grave. Yeah. They're like, I haven't seen any cups or chairs flying around this house.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But there must be dead people underneath this house.
It's got to be.
Please
It's got to
let there be so that this can become a massive draw for
Right.
some other weirdo with lots of money.
Oh my
and we can
God.
make money on this.
Well, so in 1966, the owner was found guilty of murdering a 21-year-old woman in Los Angeles. He was released from prison after the Supreme Court reversed the conviction in 1968.
Why?
Citing hearsay as evidence and that
Oh,
it should be
man.
allowed at the trial. Records showed that in 1977,
Yeah,
he
he
was
did it.
convicted of
Oh,
2
body.
counts of murder. And he also spent 3 years in prison for that. 3 years.
Only 3 years?
Yeah.
That's an average of a year and a half
Yeah.
and a quarter
Yeah.
or a year and a half per fucking body.
So-
what the fuck lawyer did he
So
have?
I don't know, but I guess he's just getting off on all this shit, like all these technicalities or whatever. So
Oh,
in the late
my gosh.
1990s, he was arrested for insurance fraud after he hired undercover police officers to take a $1.2 million yacht, quote, out west of the Golden Gate Bridge into international waters and then put it in the bottom.
So let me just tell you this. The one time thing where he was acquitted on hearsay
Mm-hmm.
or was thrown out or reversed or whatever, if that was his only interaction with the police or the legal system, I would say, you know what, probably a mistake. Probably justice was done there, and
Right.
he was given his fair shot.
Right.
He was treated fairly. Now you got two dead people and an insurance fraud thing. I'm telling you, and I know that typically
Three dead, but he
Three dead
got off
people.
on the first one because of
Well,
hearsay.
yeah, because now
Yeah.
I've changed my mind
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that first
yeah.
one. Now it's starting to feel like, yeah, he probably did do something. Not to mention there's a car buried in his former yard.
And
there's
cadaver
human
dogs barking about it.
Something around
And
it.
fucking unused bags of concrete in the car that's buried in the backyard.
That sounds like he was like, you know what, fuck it. It's already in there. I'll
It's
just bury it down
all-
in there.
Oh, God. Allison says, I wonder if his lawyer was Saul Goodman.
Oh, he would
It
need
must have been. Must
he'd
have
need
been.
a lawyer like Saul Goodman to get off.
It's the only way.
3.5 years for 2 murders.
Yep, that's
Are
pretty
you
damn
fucking
good.
kidding me?
So Larson wouldn't say
They
if the
must
police.
have been homeless
Yeah,
people.
right.
They're like, what'd you do? You kill? Oh, who cares?
So the sprawling home and property is valued at least $15 million, according to real estate listings. But Atherton is one of the wealthiest towns in the U.S. at about 7,000 residents within its nearly 5 square mile radius. Police are still investigating this mysterious crime, unknowing if there are more mysteries buried amongst the yard.
Beautiful property.
It really is. It's kept up very well.
There's
a nice little shining little labyrinth back there of bushes, shrubbery.
It's crazy. Like this cool pool. It has this huge this nice like outdoor chimney.
Yeah.
There's a weird courtyard that I guess you drive up through. Like you drive like underneath of an awning or something.
Right.
Part of the house into like looks like there's at least 3-car garage spots there. There's an extra car spot in the yard now.
Yeah, right, exactly. Just pull right into the open hole.
And guest park right in the hole here.
Yeah, that's it. That way you don't have to worry about anybody hitting your car with their door.
It looks like that's not a stream that's running right there, is it?
I don't know what the fuck that is. I think it's a fence. It's like a wall that comes up, and that's so you can't see him burying that car in the fucking backyard.
Yeah, man. So a person for scale would be smaller than any of these chairs we see.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because all you got to do is look at the pool.
This is massive.
It's enormous. But this is a aerial shot of the whole property. This was before they started excavating, because they aren't releasing photos of the excavation. I assume just for safety's sake.
Yeah, well,
this is an interesting story that I can't wait to see. What the fuck is going on?
I hope we got
here.
a follow up on this one, because what the hell?
Yeah,
like that is so creepy.
Yeah,
this guy definitely has bodies buried.
There's
all around
definitely
now,
something going on.
What is the situation with this former owner guy, the criminal? Is he dead?
I don't know. It actually doesn't even say.
Oh my God, he's at large.
I imagine he must be.
He's at large.
He must be. Well, I mean, yeah, because they were talking about some of his crimes were back in the 60s.
Oh, he's probably dead.
Yeah,
he's
so
like
he's got to be.
Killer.
Yeah, right.
It's
fucking crazy shit.
California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe Zodiac.
Oh man.
Where do you get all that money from? Well, I guess all that insurance fraud.
That's it. That'll do it. That'll do it. And all the murder.
And all that murder, yeah.
Kill the right people.
Something had to happen to those.
That's what H.H. Holmes did. That's what he did. That's how he built this fucking hotel and all that shit.
That is so weird, man.
Crazy shit. But yeah, this is a wild one. I'm definitely looking to see how this unfolds. We'll see. Well, I'll tell you what else is interesting and strange, and another mystery. A woman who married a ghost yesterday on Halloween says finding a venue to host her nuptials has been a ghoulish task. Okay, the singer, called Brocard, was first introduced to her now husband Eduardo when he made a surprise appearance in her home last year. The 38-year-old from Oxfordshire described their partner as a, quote, Victorian soldier, and has even revealed that he once literally ghosted her for a week after she appeared on national television.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Brocard says it was a mammoth mission to find a church that would bear witness to their wedding.
Of course it is, because even those crazy fuckers know that you're out of your mind.
Listen, we believe in an invisible guy in the sky. This is fucking
this is too weird for us.
insane. This is insane, okay?
Holy shit.
So she told the morning TV show that I think there's a bit of an issue with religion and the afterlife. Not all priests believe in it. She's admitted that she wasn't
the blame on them.
That's right.
Rightly so. They're full. They believe in magic nonsense, and they're like, "You're not going to support my magic bullshit.
Yeah,
you only want it to be under your magic bullshit.
You can't pick and choose. This isn't a buffet, okay? This is a Michelin restaurant. There's 3 things on the menu. So she's admitted she wasn't a believer in ghosts before she met her husband.
Oh wow!
It completely caught her out of the blue. However, their first meeting left her very emotional and helped her see life after death. I had tears streaming down my face. She said it was really intense, and I think it was the fact that it was so intense that converted me. The 38-year-old had previously revealed she had been kicked out of churches and even threatened with exorcism while looking for wedding venues.
Oh, wow.
She explained how all she wanted was a huge white wedding. This sounds like that fucking lady that married herself, or what did she do? Whatever that fucking thing we talked about a while back.
That's right.
Then she met a guy because of all the publicity later, and they got married again. Oh no, it was the doll. It was the fucking.
Oh, that's right.
Right, and had
then
kids
the doll,
or whatever.
Cheated on her. Or something like,
yeah.
What the hell was that?
What a bitch. Yeah. But anyhow, the husband, not the wife, of course. So she said, but it appears that the chapel style wedding was a moot point. As Barricade said, Eduardo doesn't feel comfortable in churches.
Yeah, he doesn't like.
Sorry,
churches.
baby, I can't go on hallowed ground. I'm hollow man enough.
Now we're careening through space.
We are, yeah, and time,
hundreds of thousands of miles an hour.
Yeah.
How and this ghost per se,
right,
doesn't have any physical weight.
Mm-hmm.
How is it tethered to our planet?
Well, it's ectoplasm, really, and ectoplasm settles at the lowest point, and this is definitely the lowest point of this ectoplasm's life. So
why? And I'm sorry, but she looks like she's on the Munsters.
She does.
And why would you come back from your Victorian, slumber, your eternal slumber for that?
You know what I want? I want to come back and marry some monsters looking bitch.
She looks like she gets tattoos as a replacement for her personality.
She definitely does. She's got it. She's got to get it in somehow, I guess. Oh
my God.
Greg says Patrick Swayze is turning over in his grave.
Patrick Swayze just got cancer again.
This is all your fault too. So let's see here. She was also instructed to make him a Victorian 3-piece suit for the big day. During the interview with Holly Wilball, she revealed her beloved Eduardo was actually in the building. Trust me, I keep a GPS locator on his phone at all times. You never know what he's doing. It's always running around.
His location.
Yeah.
I can't see him, so that's the only way I keep tabs on him.
He's obsessed with the booty. So
how the fuck do you know if he's even there with you or not?
It's a.
Where have
she
you
carries
been
a
all
pinwheel around with her. So when there's a nice breeze, he's back. Sometimes she wears those little beanies with the little wheel on it. Does she
have the power of that lady from Poltergeist? This house is clean.
Right. This house is yours.
The little munchkin lady.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What was her name? Zelda was her name.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah, I just remember her name was Zelda. I'm sure Juan remembers what it is. He'll tell us in the chat. Yeah. But so he's here, she announced. While he probably wasn't included in the guest list, Eduardo kindly made an appearance anyway. Phil pointed out, I should hope he's here. It's your wedding day. Zelda Rubinstein.
Rubinstein.
Yeah, there you go. Juan brought it in.
He's like, this guy's like, she's like, can you tone this crazy down for just a half a second, please?
Yeah.
All right, I'm here. We're doing it. Let's get this over with.
It's our fucking wedding. I'm embarrassed enough, okay? You monsters bitch. Can we get this ghost wedding over so I can get a ghost divorce after we consummate this ghost abomination?
I just needed my family. It was weird. My fortune's been in flux all these years. I really just needed a earthly host to get it to my family members.
Somebody, please.
Thankfully, I finally found it in.
Eduardo's getting pissed at you. You better calm down, otherwise he's going to possess you. Okay.
How did they even bone? Like, does she have to dig him up? Also, why didn't she dig him up and bring his remains?
I don't think she knows where his remains are.
Does he know?
It's just the ghost.
If he knew, he should know where his remains are.
We need to ask her. We need to send her questions. I'm sure she's got an email address we can find.
I want answers to these questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you want me to accept that you're married to a ghost, then I'm going to need to know where his body's buried and where his fortune lives.
So,
also, he's a Victorian era ghost named Eduardo.
Eduardo, yeah.
That's a classic Victorian name.
Absolutely right.
Victorian England.
It's Victorian England. Absolutely right out of it. Brocade gestured towards the presence as Holly asked, "Where is he?" from behind the pillow before pointing and saying, "Can't you see him?" Brocade said Eduardo burst into her bedroom in the dead of night when they first met last year, and that he communicated by putting sensations through her body.
I think she has Stockholm syndrome.
I think I think she might just have fibromyalgia. So Eduardo's just fibromyalgia, dear.
Oh my God, she must have ate something weird that night.
Something strange is going on here. The burger was a little too rare.
She's got prions in her brain now.
So when he's around, I feel like I'm being embraced, like a warm hug. And if there's things that he's really, really unhappy about, he'll send chills down my whole body. She tries to piss him off every day.
She loves it.
I love it. It's getting a little warm in here. Eduardo, you're a dick. That's better.
You'll never be flesh.
You'll never be able to satisfy me like this pirate flag. And we're never going to be able to survive you or satisfy you or do anything. We're not going to start now.
That's right.
Because that's the end of weird news.
That's all we got.
That's all we've got.
It was pretty weird for you this week. I hope
just like Eduardo attempting to bottom out.
Here. Just like Eduardo, we're the construct of a crazy person's mind.
This is the best summary. That's going to be the summary of the show now. When people ask me what the show's about, it's the construct of a crazy person's mind. That's it.
It's the delusional construct of an insane person's brain.
That's it. And just like the spirits dispelled by Zelda Rubinstein. We'll see you next time on another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And that's true because there's multiple poltergeists, so we will see you again
over the place.
You'll live in another house buried with people buried underneath of it. Hopefully, it's as nice as a $15 million home.
We
in
would
California.
hope so. That's it.
But if it's not, there's still probably dead people under your
and
home.
What better way to protect all of your collector cars than burying them in the backyard?
Look,
and they're not going to float up to the surface of your lawn if you keep that concrete in them.
That's right.
That's the idea.
It won't come bubbling to the top. Nice.
All right. We're not going to be here next week, everybody.
That's true. We're going to see Merciful Fate.
We're going to see Merciful Fate.
Yep, live.
So we'll be back in 2 weeks for all of you loyal viewers.
In 2 weeks, unless you want to record an episode on Wednesday. But I think you're
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I think I think your schedule's pretty booked up during the week.
I think so. We'll see. I got to look and see what this week is like. Fucking jam packed to the gills. Yeah. So I didn't even look into next week.
Oh, really?
Once I figure out what's going on, we can see. We might be able to pull one out. But
yeah. Hopefully I'm feeling okay right now.
Yeah, Matt's fluctuating.
I'm kind of like I saved up all my energy for tonight. I'm doing all right, but
what a waste.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to, well, I'm sadistic. I wanted to torment everyone. That's why I'm here. Just use what little energy I had.
You got to.
But hopefully by next week I'll be like more in the recovery mode. I'm really hoping so for the Merciful Fate show, but I feel like that's gonna probably. I don't know how it's gonna be. Hopefully it won't take too much out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But God, I'm feeling better by then. But yeah, we got practice coming up. And
yeah,
we got a whole lot coming up. So
yep,
like it or not, need to do some shit.
That's it.
All right,
that's
it. Not gonna stop me.
They can't stop, won't stop.
I refuse to stop.
It's only 1 or 2 shots. Two chances you get.
You gonna stop me from marrying a ghost?
Not gonna stop. I think not. It's pirate time.
I can't. I have to marry a ghost. There's so many dead bodies buried under my home. I'm being haunted constantly.
I have to bring somebody onto the team so they can fight them off. And what better than a pirate, right? Get out that ghost cutlass and get these fuckers out of here.
Get him, Eduardo.
It's eviction time.
And take the trash out while you're doing it.
You never do anything, you lazy son of a bitch. Just lie around, collect dust all day. We love you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.